Yeah, I may see an inmate, but I see a hero. I'm back with another story of an inmate while I was a correctional officer. Now, this man right here, his name is Holiday. He have a long rap sheet, like, and it's from the 90s. He got a long sentence for something that happened in the 90s. It was a lot of charges, but we're not here to talk about that. So the day I actually met Holiday, I actually de-escalated a situation that he and one of my superiors was about to get into. We were in a cafeteria and she was just going off on him because he didn't sit in the right seat or whatever, and it was just an honest mistake. Like, he made a mistake, and she was just like trying to humiliate him in front of the whole cafeteria, and I seen the fact that he was like fuming. So I just stepped in, I de-escalated it, and I was just like, all right, like, he understand, you know, I didn't say too much because you never want to do that in front of other inmates, but I just let her know, like, all right, that's it, let it be done. So when I walked him out of the cafeteria, he just thanked me. Like, you know, a lot of people just sit there and watch, you know, their superiors be rude to inmates. Like, even though I'm an inmate, you don't have to be rude to me. Because he was like, I was like 2 seconds away from really snapping out and really clicking out and hurting her. And honestly, I seen a look in his eyes because she was going on non-stop, like, all in his face, just being extra. And he was turning very quickly. So he thanked me. That's how I met him. The following day. Now, if this happened on a Wednesday, this had to be Thursday. The following day. I was in a dorm, and I was just doing my rounds, and I walked past this one inmate's locker. He was mental health or whatever. That means, like, he was a little crazy in the head. He was mental health, and he got mad because I walked past his locker. Now, it's not nowhere that I can't go as a CO. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I was somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be. He had mental issues, and the inmate, he just got mad. Now, this is during feeding time. At this time, you know, the whole entire compound helps each other, and they feed, you know, all of the inmates. So needless to say, a lot of my coworkers was busy, but that don't stop nothing. So this man was just so mad that I passed his locker. Mind you, he did not talk English. I believe he was from Africa. Boom. So he just came up to my desk and he started slamming like books on my desk, and he was just speaking in his native language. Now, I was just like, what? Like, so at that point, it kind of shook me because I wasn't even expecting it. He caught me off guard. So at this time, I'm trying to lock up the phone and put the flashlight in a box. It's like a little lock box. Now, understand this. The prison that I worked at was set up. It was nothing stopping an inmate from ever coming to attack me. The only rules in the dorm was do not pass the line where the CO sit. And I had to sit in the dorm with them for 12 hours. So besides this little line that they got on the ground, it wasn't nothing else there to protect me. Like, I wasn't in no bubble or anything like that. I actually had to sit in the dorm with them. Now, where I sat at was at the back of the dorm. Where the officer's seat was at the back of the dorm, by the day room and the bathroom. The exit was all the way on the other side. So as I'm getting up and I'm trying to lock the lockbox, it's giving me a little problem. I just happened to look up and I see him putting a lock in a sock. And I was like, oh shit. Like, at this time, it's like fight or flight. Y'all, when I say my heart was beating so motherfucking fast and hard, like, I had to get up out of there. So now I'm on the opposite side of the dorm. And like I said, it was feeding time. So it wasn't really nobody in the dorm. And half of my coworkers are not even responding to me. At this time, I done called 2 times for backup. Nobody came. So now I'm literally shaking in my boots because the only way I could leave out of the dorm is if I go that way. But like I said, the man was on the opposite side of the wall, but he could have met me at the door, if that makes sense. Like, it was like a divider in the middle of the dorm, and I could come on that side, he could come on this side. But like, if I was to try to leave out of the dorm, he would come from my right, and like, he could attack me. So I'm looking all around the dorm. Mind you, this is a dorm that I have not worked in. I'm looking all around the dorm like, oh my God, I don't even know about nobody in here or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then that's when I seen Holiday. So I'm like, Holiday, please, like, walk me out, walk me out. He like, what's going on? I'm like, walk me out, please. I'll tell you later. Just walk me out. I need to get out of here. He like, look, ain't shit gonna happen to you. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you that don't happen to me first. So right then, that made me feel comfortable. So he's getting up from his seat because he was in the day room. He's getting up from his seat. He like, just walk behind me and be close. So this is my 3rd time calling for help on the walkie-talkie. Nobody is not coming. So I'm walking behind him and I'm walking real close. He like, stay close behind me. He like, cause I don't even know what's going on. You're not telling me nothing. So he walking. So I'm walking behind him. Now, as we getting close to the exit, the guy that's trying to attack me with the lock and the sock, he's peeking around the wall. So he like, that's when Holiday start going up. He like, hey bro, back the fuck up, like really letting it be known. So the guy backed up, and you actually heard, we heard him run on the other side of the wall. But then I hurry up and I ran outside of the door. And then that's when one of my coworkers came, right? So I told my coworker about what happened. It was a guy, and he locked him up. Y'all, this is how I knew it was time for me to leave corrections. Why 3 days later they let that man out, and he was looking for my ass? They let him out of SAG. They said it wasn't enough evidence. Mind you, in the dorm, we had cameras and everything. What you mean it's not enough evidence? They seen him putting the lock in the sock on the camera, and they said it wasn't enough evidence. Child. Shout out to Holiday. I got to put him some canteen on his thing, because if it wasn't for him, I would not be here right now. When I first became a correctional officer, an older correctional officer had told me, you want to have a good rapport with the inmates more than you have a good rapport with your coworkers.